Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Okay, we are still in chapter 2. Okay, this video is will be discussing about marketing environment. Okay, the second part. Okay, in the previous few videos, okay, we had talked about the micro environment of marketing. Okay, so in this part, okay, we will start off with the macro environment. Okay, previously in the micro environment, we are talking about the environment surrounding a company, okay, which is related to the company, whether directly or indirectly, right? As you can see here, the micro environment is referring to a certain parties, all right? Again, a micro environment is referring to a certain parties. Okay, so micro environment ni merujuk kepada pihak-pihak tertentu sama ada okay, customer kita, okay, dalam company kita sendiri, okay, kita jual kepada customer, and then supplier, pihak-pihak orang tengah, okay, pihak-pihak intermediaries, pesaing dan awam, okay, kumpulan-kumpulan awam. Alright, okay, so tu adalah micro environment. Okay, we are referring to certain parties. Okay, that is micro environment. But if you see here, the macro environment is something that we can't point out any parties, isn't it? Okay, we just couldn't point out specifically to any parties. As you can see here, what are the factors of macro environment? Okay, macro environment. Okay, it is something wide, right? It consists of also 6 factors. Okay, that the first one is demographic. Demographic adalah faktor kependudukan. Okay, secara umum, okay, siapa penduduk negara, okay, berapa umur mereka dan sebagainya. Okay, that is demographic. Economic, okay, so bagaimana faktor ekonomi sebuah negara. And then faktor semula jadi, okay, the natural environment, the technological environment, political environment and cultural environment. Okay, so that differentiate between the micro environment and the macro environment. Okay, so micro environment are referring to a specific, to certain specific parties that being liaise directly or indirectly to the company. Okay, whereas the macro environment is something more general, that is surrounding the company and might also impact the company environment. Okay, so that is the difference between the micro environment and the macro environment. Okay, so these are the factors I mentioned previously. Okay, so about the macro environment. Okay, so we look into it one by one. Okay, the first one is demographic environment. Okay, as I mentioned just now, it's about human populations, so right? Demography is the study of human populations in terms of size, density, location, age, gender, race, occupation and other statistics. Okay, so faktor demografi ni adalah faktor kependudukan. Okay. Kalau masa awak pernah dengar bila masa tentang faktor kependudukan ni masa awak belajar geografi dulu-dulu kan. Okay. And then masa banci penduduk. Okay, bila sebut banci penduduk, okay, you should imagine it's about what? It's about siapa penduduk, berapa ramai penduduk, kan? Okay, siapa duduk di satu kawasan ni, apa kerja mereka, apa umur mereka, apa jantina mereka, ya. Apa ni? Race apa? Kaum, okay, dan sebagainya lah. Okay, so it's about statistik berkenaan dengan kependudukan. Okay, so that is about faktor demographic, right? Demographic environment is important because it involve people and people make up markets. Okay, sebab apa kita nak kena kaji ataupun macam mana faktor demografik ni mempengaruhi pemasaran kita? Of course lah, okay, sebab dianya adalah berkenaan dengan penduduk. Dan penduduk itulah yang akan beli barang kita. Okay, so this penduduk are our consumer. Okay, tapi kita tak adalah pergi specific about them. Okay, so but it's more about the statistic of the penduduk. Okay, it's more about the statistic. Okay, in general about the populations. Okay. Demographic trends include, okay, so ni macam yang disebut kat atas ni tadilah, okay, include age, family structure, geographic population, shift, geographic population shift, okay, educational characteristic and population diversity. Okay, so include umur dia, macam mana family structure dia, ramai anak ke tak ramai anak. Okay, ini memberi kesan, okay. Geographic shift, adakah mereka sekarang tinggal di mana? Adakah mereka berpindah ke bandar? Masih ke ramai di kampung? Contohlah, okay. Bagaimana tahap pendidikan, okay. Dan kepadatan penduduk. Okay, so these are the things, okay. Okay, dan kalau kita tengok trend ya, okay, trend zaman sekarang lah, okay, ataupun trend perubahan daripada dulu hingga sekarang, dari segi persekitaran demografik ni, okay, zaman sekarang ni dia lebih more diversity, okay. Demographic environment maksudnya zaman sekarang ni ataupun the shift about the demographic trend and demographic environment trend adalah we are becoming more diversity, okay. Kalau dulu-dulu, okay, kita sebut Sabah Sarawak lah. Kita ada banyak kan, 100 berapa kan kaum, isn't it? Okay, tapi sekarang makin bertambah. Sebab apa? Sebab ada Kadazan plus Murut, contoh kan. Okay, Kadazan plus Iban, contoh kan. Okay, even Kadazan sendiri ada banyak kan. Ada dusun lah, ada apalah kan. Okay, so contoh lah. Okay, so itu kalau di Sabah lah. Saya bagi contoh yang mudah. Lebih mudah. Okay, apa ni? Our three kaum yang disebut di Malaysia. Di Semenanjung lah kan. Okay. Ada Malay, Chinese and Indian, okay, dan tu dikatakan major lah, okay, di major. Okay, tapi sekarang banyak mix kan, okay, mix, okay. In fact bukan mix Chinese, Malay ke Malay Indian ke, tapi juga mix Europe lah, apa benda lah kan. Okay, semua maksudnya we are becoming more diversity dari segi kaum, okay, and we are more diversity and more acceptance, ya. So our budaya is bukan saja we are diversified, but we are becoming more open. Okay, we are becoming more open in accepting the other parties, okay, the other cultures, right? So we are becoming as one. Okay, kita menjadi sebagai Malaysian, okay, because we are too diversified, we are more diversified, but we are becoming into one Malaysian. Okay, contohlah. Okay, so there is diversity, lebih ramai tapi lebih acceptance antara satu sama lain. Okay, lebih saling menerima antara satu sama lain. Okay, so that is the trend in the demographic environment. And then changing family. Okay, so dari segi faktor demografik, changing family ni membawa maksud apa tu? Perubahan dalam kekeluargaan. Okay, so kalau dululah, okay, dulu-dulu basically kat seluruh dunia pun orang ramai anak kan. Okay, kat Malaysia lah. Okay, so dulu-dulu ramai anak. Okay, ramai anak tu maksudnya 13 orang kan. Okay, 13 orang tu seorang isteri kan. Okay, so imagine 2-3 orang isteri kan. Okay, kalau seorang isteri 13 orang. Tapi sekarang 5 orang pun dah ramai kan. Okay, so bilangan yang dalam sebuah family tu makin sedikit kan. Okay. So that is the trend in the demographic. Alright. Okay, tapi apa kesannya terhadap pemasaran? Okay. Kita tengok semula yang diversity tadi. Memang makin banyak tapi lebih accepting each other. Okay, so maksudnya contoh, kita ambil contoh makanan. Memang lebih banyak makanan. Jenis makanan. Okay, tapi saling menerima. Okay, so erti kata lain, itu satu peluang lah kan. Kita lihat tu sebagai satu peluang dalam pemasaran. Okay, sebab everyone is accepting everything. Okay, sebab kita dah makin menerima antara satu sama lain. So, apa barang yang this Europe pakai, this Nigeria pun boleh suka juga. Okay, apa yang Nigeria ni pakai, this European suka juga. Okay, so we are becoming more global there. Alright, okay, so there is more diversity and more acceptance. Changing family pula. Kalau dulu, okay, kalau dari segi bilangan, simple lah. Okay, kalau dulu, we expect when we sell to one household, kita boleh jual banyak kan. But now, makin sedikit. Okay, so that is the changing family. And then bukan itu sahaja. Trend dalam perubahan trend keluarga zaman sekarang is how? Siapa yang dikatakan penting? Okay, siapa yang dikatakan penting? Kalau dulu, yes, okay, macam rumah panjang kan. Okay, contohlah okay, macam rumah panjang okay, di Sarawak contoh. Everyone in the family is the family, isn't it? Okay, dia punya mak, saudara, besan, everyone, okay, daripada adik-beradik, keturunan dia semua adalah family. Okay, that is the changing family. Okay, dulu. Tapi sekarang macam mana? No more, isn't it? Ataupun lesser lah. Okay, I should say lesser. Especially di Semenanjung. Okay, siapa yang dikatakan family? Cuma mak, ayah, anak-anak. Okay. Paling tinggi pun nenek atuk kan. Okay, so tu sahaja yang di accept. Mak saudara, bapa saudara dah kira different. Okay, dah tak termasuk dalam sebarang pertimbangan. Okay, pertimbangan keluarga dia dah tak masuk. Okay, macam kes arwah abam kan. Okay. Okay, so siapa yang dikata family? So yang diambil kira dalam membuat keputusan, bergantunglah siapa yang dikatakan sebagai keluarga. Kalau sikit-sikit lah. Kalau ramai, ramailah. Kan? Okay, so tu changing family. Okay, contohlah kalau macam zaman dulu kan. Kalau seorang pergi overseas, dia balik, dia kena ingat nak belikan semua anak saudara, nenek, atuk, moyang, semua dia kena ingat. Okay, sepupu, sepapat, semua dia kena ingat nak kena belikan. Tapi sekarang, dia balik overseas, adik-beradik pun tak tentu dia akan belikan kan. Paling tinggi pun mak ayah. Itu pun, okay, paling ingat dia ingat BS je kan. Ini Astaghfirullahaladzim kan. Okay, so tu trend dalam perubahan keluarga yang kesannya terhadap pemasaran.